Hello, and welcome to my thoughts while standing in the queue. Today, I'm going to talk to you about millennials because millennials are a nutty generation. Of course, my generation in the 50s was not exactly that sane, nor were they in the 60s, so I have nothing to complain about. But millennials talk funny. The millennials are the generation or the people that are between 24 to 39 years old. They're the ones who do lots of the service jobs that keep the world running, like bartending, medical assistants, desk clerks, bank tellers. They're the people that we ask to help us when we need to know, buy, or accomplish something. That means we need to understand them when they answer us, and that isn't easy. For example, if one of them says something rude and you call him on it, he will sneer and he'll say to you, sorry, not sorry. And that doesn't mean what you think it means. It means just fuck off. Because millennials do not apologize. They think they know everything there is to know. Indeed, they are a self-centered population who believe they're more entitled to success than the rest of us. How is that possible? Even the ones who call themselves bartenders can't pour a glass of beer properly. They get foam all over the table. If you're in a hotel and you ask why the couple over there got served in 5 minutes while you've been waiting an hour for your dinner, a millennial will look at you as if you just muttered an obscenity, and they'll say, oh, for God's sake, stop spilling the tea. That doesn't mean spilling the tea. That means it's none of your business why those people got preferential treatments, so suck it up, which is another one of their idioms. Millennials don't like the status quo we oldies put in place, and I can hardly blame them for that. I can remember worrying myself into a frazzle because I thought if I were flat-chested, no one would love me. Millennials love porn. They love porn. As a matter of fact, they're the ones who have made it a hugely profitable business. But their tastes are more toward the kinky, like incest and novel penetration. Breasts, after all, are just breasts. Everybody has them. We're told that millennials see no reason to use a serviette when they eat. They slop their food all over themselves. You walk down the street and you see a millennial, you can tell what they had for lunch. You can with an old person too, unfortunately. And they think, what's wrong with using paper towels instead of serviettes? But they don't use either. We both know that. They prefer Uber to motorcycles because it's more convenient. And diamonds are definitely not on their wish list because they don't like marriage. They don't like bar soap either. It leaves a funny residue on their skin. Who knew? On the positive side, millennials love their parents and they care about the environment. They care very much. But they don't take shit from anyone, which is a good thing. That means they'll tell you off. If things get out of control, a millennial will snap FOH, which means fuck out of here, and they leave the scene. They don't have to sit and take it from you. That's a millennial. But they're an optimistic group. Although they've not bought into the American dream or the British one either, even though they are optimists. If they like you, they'll tell you that you are lit. And if you're in a bad mood, they'll accuse you of being salty. Not like olives or smoked herring, just salty, which means that you're just disgusting. When they talk like that, none of the rest of us know what they're talking about. And the truth is, we're faced with about 17 million of them, and they're completely stressed out because the rest of the world doesn't share their sense of entitlement and because they can't afford a decent flat. They blame us. They're not happy being locked into 9-to-5 jobs, and they see no advantage to traditional marriage. Of course, I don't either. And they don't want children because those little ones cost a fortune to care for, and they're not making that big a salary. Instead, they refuse to leave their parents' home, and they sit around at night knitting. They drink alcohol a lot less than we do, and they're terrified of STDs, which is good. They drink kelp smoothies instead of a gin and tonic. Kelp smoothies. I don't see it, but I'm not a millennial. They're angry at us because we've not forgiven their student loans, given them higher salaries, or financed them for a new flat. Not only that, they're really pissed off because they're going to be stuck taking care of us when senility hits. When we get upset with them, they sneer and they say, the struggle is real. And they don't mean that the struggle is real. They mean, oh, for God's sake, don't make such a big deal of it. So let's not. If they try to show some shade at you, just bounce. It's time to chill and let them deal with it. And thank you so much for joining me for my thoughts while standing in the queue.